to receive factors, and the people are even courteous enough to deliver it for free. And then we get paid to transfer it into a final product in the form of tax credits. And then we get paid again because people want dirt that's good quality dirt instead of desert sand, which is really popular all around California.
We don't supply dirt, we supply soil.
Absolutely. But the another amazing thing that I saw was that the guy in Florida that was able to plant some garlic, he's able to get a crop to grow in a state where nobody grows that crop, and on 1 acre he's got $150,000 worth of profits coming through there. And he is using another one of our products as well on that. But he's able to get crop 3 times a year out of that 1 acre. So, you know, even if you assume some ample, generous expenses, that's still impressive that somebody can get that much profit out of 1 acre. I'm the second or third largest shareholder in a dairy company, depending on if you count stock options. And we produce milk that's in about a third of all the butter produced in the United States. And we've been growing at a pretty aggressive rate, and our company solidly grows in asset value by 15% per year. And I helped to co-found that company in 2014. But that company, as well as it's done, I don't think it has anywhere near the potential of what I see with Green Waste Technologies. And you know, there's only so much you can do with a cow. I mean, it's an old business model. You pull on it and milk comes out. And you know, one would think that there's only so much that you can do with soil.
Living soil.
Living soil. One would think that it's a limited thing, and I've always heard the axiom, buy dirt because they're not making any more of it. I think Mark Twain said that. But in this case, we've got something that there's no technical classified code to describe the revenue model. The NAICS codes don't even include something for the manufacture of soil. You can amend soil, you can mix soil, but nobody really manufactures soil, especially out of something as horribly difficult as palm fronds. You know, I think it's kind of a flex that Matt and Michael chose to do palm fronds here, because you couldn't pick something more difficult to use as a demo. So to me, this is kind of like, you know, the proverbial guy that goes in and picks a fight with the biggest, baddest dude he can find to prove a point. And I think that's what's happened here with the palm fronds, because this is some nasty fiber, and I would have never picked that for a demo. I would have picked something easy like oak logs, because you could just chip those up and they absorb water readily, and they turn into very nice soil with this process. But I think that long term, any investment that I'm really interested in is going to have a long-term view. And you know, this isn't really something that I would consider to be a get-rich-quick program. And obviously there are some strong cash flow aspects to the business, and we can scale the business very quickly. We can train people, bring them in. They can help train people. Melody's already doing an awesome job building automated training materials. You'll have a chance to see some of the videos and things like that. It's been impressive, and I think that this company can scale up pretty quick. But I would say just think of it as a get rich quick slowly plan, because it's a long-term play. It may be a wild ride, but I would say don't look at it as a short-term thing. I think it is multi-generational wealth, because the business model is just so conservative. You know, we're not inventing anything. We don't have to wait around for someone to accept the idea of eating garlic or wanting to have lettuce. It's just proven and easy. It's commodities. It's resistant to inflation, and if there's anything you can count on in difficult market times, it's that investors tend to panic. Investments tend to be volatile, and they go up and down. And when, I've done some historical studies of economic volatility, financial collapses and financial bubbles and the sort. And if you go back as far as the Roman Empire, Yugoslavia, Argentina, the Weimar Republic, which is pre-World War II, Germany, Argentina, Brazil, they all have certain things in common. Whenever there's an economic time of trouble, people always head for the lifeboats, and the lifeboats are always agriculture, because agriculture thrives in times of economic uncertainty. And I think that we definitely are at a time of economic uncertainty. If you look at the historical pricing of food, right now, today, people are paying a smaller percentage of their income on food than any time in the last recorded 10,000 years. So right now, this is a very good time to get into food production in a long-term view. This is a very good time to get into a company that has land and food production from an economic perspective, because it provides long-term stability. There are a number of companies that you can look up that are the oldest surviving companies in the world. And the absolute oldest of all of them are agricultural. And I think that that's a good reason. Somebody was really excited about Sears at one point in the past. It was sweeping across America, just dominating the investment world. And everybody was just amazed at the powerhouse of Sears, which, everybody today knows it went the way of Polaroid, which was another hot stock that everybody was excited about owning as an investment. And there are all these fads that the lemmings in the financial world like to follow. And I think investments oftentimes, are like people exiting a burning theater. But in terms of the prudential nature of something that's going to take waste, turn it into soil that can be used to feed people, this is a no-brainer. This is a multi-generational business, and that's kind of my take on it, and why I wanted to get involved, and whatever I could do to get into this company, I wanted to just make it really clear to Michael that I'm here. I want to get involved, and I want to be a part of seeing this transformation. I think that the opportunity everybody has here to get involved today, I think that we're all very blessed. I've seen other companies that have started, and there's a general feeling when you're around something that's going to start and blow up and become really big, and people know it. They just know it. You can tell when you're working on something that's going to take off and be very big. You can tell. And I think that if you've got the ability to get involved and be a part of this, especially if you've got some expertise that you can share. We need people that can bring expertise in their various professional fields. And it's not just a matter of capital, it's a matter of building the team, because a company can't grow rapidly without having a diverse group of experts that have demonstrated talent in their various fields of practice. So if I don't get a chance to meet you, feel free to ask Michael for my info and shoot me a text anytime. I'd be happy to chat with anybody. I'd love to chat with each and everyone here. And I'm really glad that you guys all came out to get a chance. If anyone wants to see any particular piece of that patch of dirt, you just ask, and we'll dig up a point. You point to it, and we'll dig, and you can take a look at it. Thanks everybody for coming. I look forward to meeting you all soon.
Thank you.